I don't know. So I just start kind of like from the middle. So what happened was his head was thrown back, and I don't know, one of our cousins or somebody had his head, and when my mom got down there, she was running trying to get to him because he had done it before. He had passed out before, but he came back. So when my mom got down there, I'm not gonna say the lady name, but anyway, when my mom got down there to my daddy, she wouldn't even let him, she wouldn't let my mama touch my daddy. So my mama got mad. She was like, I'm his wife. And then the lady told me something, well, you should have been here. Who are you? Who are you? You are just a cousin. Like, that's my daddy. That's my mama. Like, that's the part that really pissed me off. Like, that's what really made me mad. That's my daddy, and that's his wife, and that was his son. My brother had to tell her, lady, don't do that. This is not what you want. This is really not what you want. Like, who are you to tell my mama that she can't get her husband? What? You sound stupid. Talking about you should have been down here. I have nothing for that lady. I think she done passed away. I think her husband. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sorry if she is passed on, but I'm just mad. But anyway, the ambulance came down there, took him to the hospital, and they took him to the hospital, and it was like my mom was in shock because the doctor came out and he was like, Miss Ross, we gave him some very powerful medicine, and that still didn't bring him back. And my mama said when he passed away, he had a smile on his face. And you know, a lot of people, when they pass away, they don't, you know what I'm saying, they don't have a facial expression. And my daddy, he wasn't sick, but he did have some issues or whatever like that. But they say he passed away from natural causes. And when my mama came home, she told me, because it was like all her sisters and my godmama, everybody was coming in, and I was looking at them like they was crazy, because I'm like, why all y'all here this late at night? And my daddy wasn't here. And then my mama was like, he gone. I can remember I had on nails. I dug so deep in my palm with my hand balled up like this till I made myself bleed. I think I still got that mark on my hand till I made myself bleed. She said, I did all I could. So me and her, we sat. I fell on the floor. I just started stomping, and I was yelling, and I was jumping up and down because I was like, my daddy not gone, not my daddy. And I remember my brother was holding me, and I fell to the floor, and I cried. I cried myself to sleep. I cried and I cried and I cried because that was my daddy. Me and my daddy was like this. And I was so sad because I only got to see him twice that day. I didn't get to see him. And when it was time for us to go to the wake, I couldn't even stay in there. He was so cold. Daddy was so cold. I was sitting there and I was thinking about it. They took everything out of him. He was so cold. I just wanted him to wake up. I just wanted my daddy to wake up. I couldn't stay inside. I had to go out to the truck. And it felt so unreal, like it wasn't real. Oh, it just wasn't real. It was so much stuff going on, and I felt like I was all alone because I don't have my daddy no more. I thought he was coming home. Every time I look outside, I knew he was coming home. He drove a green truck, and it ran real loud, so you could hear it coming down the road. I came home that night, and I thought he was coming home. When people say it takes time for you'll never get over that. I'm just 20 years old. I had my daddy till I was 17 years old. He didn't even get to see me on my 18th birthday. I can't even stand to look at my uncle because he looked like my daddy. I can't talk to him because he sounds like my dad. It hurt me so bad. Oh, it hurt me so bad when I lost my daddy. So when people be sitting up here taking their mama and their daddy for granted, that make me so mad. Because you don't know what it's like to have one parent. You don't know what it's like to have two parents and one is being took from you. I know that was in God plan that it was my daddy time to go, but I just felt so bad. And when we went to the funeral, I cried the whole time. I couldn't even get... I cried the whole time. And I didn't realize it was real till we got to the burial ground. And that was the last time that I saw my daddy. That was the last time I saw my daddy. When he got put into the ground. I'm never gonna see him. I'm so sorry. I did not get on here to cry. I just wanted y'all to get to know me so I could tell my story. But when I tell you, I was so close to my daddy. Anything he ate, I ate. Anything he did, I did. He would work on cars and trucks. I was right there with him. The week after my daddy passed away, it was not the same. It was not the same. Everything I did reminded me of my daddy. When I eat spaghetti, that reminded me of my daddy. I slept in my daddy's bed for like 2 weeks. I went in my daddy's closet and I smelled his clothes, trying to smell him. He had this jacket, a flannel jacket. It's too big for me, but I never give it away. I used to wrap myself up in his jacket so I can feel like he hugging me. When I tell you losing a parent is so hurtful, because I'm so close to both of my parents, I don't know what I do. I know we all gotta die, but I don't know what I'm gonna do when my mommy passed away. I was so close to my daddy, and I was mad. I was mad at my sister, and I told her I was mad with her because my daddy was like her daddy. And I told her I was mad with her. I told her, I said, because you wasn't there for me how I wanted you to be there for me. And she told me I was selfish. Because I wasn't thinking about how she felt. She couldn't even stand to look at him. I told her I was so mad. But my mama told me, Shayna, you gotta think about how she felt. Because how close my daddy and her was. That's why I call her my sister, because we grew up together. I don't care what nobody say. That's my sister. And I'm sorry that I felt like that, but I did. Because I felt like I wanted her to be there. I wanted us to cry together. I wanted her to be there with me when I was hurting. I wanted her to be there. But you know, people grieve in their own ways. They do things in their own ways. They take them in their own ways. But at the time, I was being selfish. I wasn't thinking about how she felt. I wasn't. I was just thinking about me, how I felt, because that was my daddy that I lost. But I wasn't thinking about how that affected her. And when we sat down and we talked about it, I felt better. Because she said, you being selfish, you didn't think about me. You know, what about how I felt? Because she grew up with my daddy too. She came to live with us too. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't. So, we got that squashed and out the way, you know. And like, I know she'll do anything for me. And I do anything for her. It just, when I tell you that thing hurt me to my core when I lost my daddy, it really did hurt me to my core. Because I had never lost anybody. You know, I had lost relatives that I didn't know like that. But when you lose somebody that you live day to day with, I had both my mom and my daddy in this household with me. We would sit to the table, we would eat together, we would laugh together, we would talk together. After we get through eating, we would still sit to the table. Me and my mom would clean up the kitchen, and he would still be in there, and my brothers would still be in there. We'll all be talking and laughing. When my daddy passed away, we don't eat to the table anymore. It's so much stuff that we don't do anymore, and my daddy got a shed. We bought him a shed for Christmas. I think it was like a couple of days after the funeral. You know how the people still be coming around you trying to make sure you okay. I went in the shed and I started crying because I could still smell him. I still felt him in the shed because he would be out there every day until it was time to eat. And I run out the door and say, Daddy, it's time to eat. Mama say it's time to cook. It's time to eat. I still felt his presence like I felt him. I cried myself to sleep so many nights. So many nights I cried myself to sleep. Because I missed him. Because we did everything together. My daddy took me to school. My daddy gave me lunch money. My daddy taught me how to drive. He didn't get to finish teaching me how to drive. I still talk about my daddy to this day. And I know people be like, I ask my boyfriend all the time, do you get tired of me talking about my daddy? He tell me no, because I know you miss him. It's just so hard. When you, like I said, you live with this person from day to day. And they just disappear off the face of the earth. They're not here with you anymore. We did everything together. When my daddy used to go in the country, when he was mad, or him and my mama had an argument, and he would be mad at me too. He'll say, come on, Shady Boo, let's go get some ice cream. And he was mad at me. I was like 15 and I wanted to go to this party. Cause everybody was having a teen party. My mom was gonna let me go and I wanted to go to this party. He told me no. I cried, I yelled, I screamed. Cause I wanted to go to this party. And that same party that I wanted to go to, a boy got shot in the head and he died. And my daddy, I told him, I said, I'm so thankful that you didn't let me go to this party. He said, I didn't want you to go. He said, it's not that I don't trust you, it's people that I don't trust. I'm his only girl. I'm his baby girl. And he said, if I lose you, I don't know what I'd do. And now, I feel like, since I lost him, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because he pushed me to go to school. He pushed me to be successful. He said, Shady Boo, you going to make something out yourself. And I said, I'm going to make something out myself because that's what my daddy wanted me to do. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to school. I have 2 jobs. And I have a little side hustles. And my daddy would be so proud of me because I know how to drive all around Tallahassee. He used to say Tallahassee is a big circle. And it is a big circle. I miss my daddy so much. So I'm just telling y'all, I didn't get on here to cry. I really didn't. I just wanted to let y'all know a little bit about me. A little bit about my story so y'all can get to know me. So, like, share, subscribe to my channel. It's isolated because it's shade. So that's going to be my story time or whatever you want to call it. But I just wanted to let y'all get a little feel of who I was and what I stand for and the different things that I do. So I'll probably be back with another video. But I thank you guys for watching and tuning in and listening to my story. And listening to me give y'all a little insight about who I am. So I guess I'll catch y'all on the next one. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. If you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to your channel. I support you, you support me. That's all I'm about. Alright, you guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.